We've owned this Tesla Model 3 Performance for a few months now, and here's the 5 things we hate about it. So one of the things that we hate, and you hear it all the time from other Tesla owners and Tesla reviewers, is the build quality on these things absolutely sucks. And this is absolutely true. This is not the first year model this car was built. This is a 21, making it the 4th year model. All this stuff should have been fixed. Starting off the exterior parts, this camera right here is extremely loose. It doesn't really sit in flush, and I tried adjusting it, moving it around, reclipping it, it doesn't work. This is just how it sits. It sucks. This fender line isn't the greatest, but it's definitely not the worst. Look how tucked in this is. Let's go check out something that's way worse. Like, look at this rear hatch. What? It's not aerodynamic at all. This outer panel is a little more raised up, but look, you can see all the internal workings of this car. They couldn't put a little seal up to here? Come on. And don't even get me started on the spoiler. This car is way too new to have this type of fading, and when it rains, water gets underneath and it acts like a waterbed. Moving on to the inside, this pillar was actually one of the biggest complaints when we got it. I figured I'm just gonna snap it right back in, but every time you get in, if you lightly brush against it, it pops right open just like that, barely putting any pressure, even with your shoulder. Come on. Now, these gripes don't really bother Aubrey that much, but this car was like $60,000 brand new, and there's no way that a car should have this big a gap. Now, these issues really don't change a lot of the functionality of the vehicle, but for the cost of this vehicle, it's inexcusable. Our second complaint is the tires. Now, this tire size is a 235, 35, 20, and any 20-inch wheel is going to have 20-inch expensive tires, much like my GT500, but there's a difference. My GT500 is a performance vehicle. This is just the performance variant, but these are way too expensive. We had to replace 2 tires on this car, and without any road hazard warranty, they cost over $806. Not to mention that these tires wear out quick. This is something that the Model 3 Performance has been criticized for, and it's absolutely true. These tires wear out way quicker than they should, and it's not just because it's a performance car. Moving on to our third complaint, the freemium software that comes in this vehicle, or doesn't come. Now, you purchase this vehicle with all the accoutrements, it has all this technology, but you can only access a portion of it unless you pay a specific monthly premium or you pay upfront for the grand package. Not only does Tesla charge you for things like autopilot, full self-driving, the connectivity, but they also charge you for things like garage door access. Now, normal vehicles do have a little 3-button option for the garage door home opener, where you can actually pair it to your existing garage door opener, click the button, and you're in your car. And Tesla, in their infinite wisdom, did include the My Home account, where you can actually pair your specific My Home garage door opener with your car, where you pull up, your car automatically syncs up with your garage door opener and opens it up and closes when you leave. You never have to worry about hitting a button, but you have to pay for it. So not only does this car not have the buttons in case you don't have a MyQ account, even if you do have a MyQ account with like LiftMaster or Chamberlain where it syncs up accordingly to this vehicle, you can't use it until you pay for it. And we already have the MyQ account. We can access it from our phone, and Aubrey refuses to pay for it just to have it in her vehicle, which is why we don't have it. So we have the old school clicker. Which brings us to our fourth complaint, the way this car syncs to the driver. So this car has phone as a key, so I pair my phone to this vehicle and it recognizes via Bluetooth anytime I get in or out of the car and whenever I leave. And it's really actually handy. Whenever I get in the car, it knows it's my settings and it automatically goes to my account. Same thing for Aubrey. Whenever she gets in the vehicle and the driver's seat and opens it up, it goes to her stuff. The problem is that Aubrey and I drive together often, so whenever I get out of the car to go do something, grab something that I forgot, Aubrey's left in the car with pretty much no car functions. See, look what happens when I leave. Aubrey is still in the vehicle, has her phone connected and playing her music through the Tesla, and still acts as a key, but as soon as I leave, she's pretty much helpless. Now, even though I leave, Aubrey still is able to go on her phone and turn on the AC, but she is left without any more music or any other features. And if Aubrey wants to pretty much turn on the car and have access to those features, she then has to get out of the car and get back in, and then all those features will come back alive under her profile. Maybe they should add a spouse mode in addition to the dog mode, so whenever you leave, you don't have to worry about your spouse getting a little too hot or without music. In all seriousness, this could be a user error, so if anyone knows, let us know. And our last complaint is the way this car looks. It just looks like every other boring Tesla out there. And this is one of my biggest pet peeves, whenever the performance model looks like a base model.
I think I've seen this film before.
When I bought this GT500, one of my biggest gripes is the exterior just kind of looks like every other Mustang on the road. Now on the exterior, yes, this car does come with exclusive performance wheels, red brake calipers, and the carbon fiber spoiler on the back that chips up. The red brake caliper is really the only thing that shows that this car is a different model than the lower levels, because you can get the same looking wheel on the standard long range. Not a huge deal, but if I'm getting a performance car, I want it to look like a performance car. Now, despite all these gripes, Aubrey really loves this car, and actually so do I. It's actually a really fun car to drive. It's really quick, it stops fast, and it's really easy to use. You get in, click it into drive, put on your seatbelt, and go. And the fact that we bought this car for only $26,000 is just icing on the cake. Mwah. And as always, guys, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell. We'll see you in the next episode.